You're watching ABC4 News, celebrating 75 years.
President Joe Biden just announced the U.S. is developing sharper rules to track, monitor, and potentially shoot down unidentified objects.
The president's first major remarks publicly today follow weeks of high-stakes drama sparked by the discovery of that Chinese spy balloon. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor reports.
Lawmakers from both parties have been saying the president owes the American people an explanation. And today he said he gave as many details as he could.
I gave the order to take down these three objects.
The commander-in-chief gave his first explanation to the American people Thursday about why the U.S. military recently shot down three unidentified objects.
We acted out of an abundance of caution.
President Joe Biden said the objects had the potential to disrupt civilian air travel and monitor sensitive facilities like military bases. But his crews continue to work to find what's left of the objects. President Biden said they were most likely balloons tied to private companies, recreation entities, or research facilities.
Nothing right now suggests they were related to China's spy balloon program or that they were surveillance vehicles from any other country.
The president's remarks follow weeks of criticism from both parties that he didn't act fast enough to shoot down the Chinese spy balloon.
The Chinese Communist Party would have never allowed an American spy satellite to float across China.
Americans are worried, they're concerned, they're interested.
Arkansas Republican Tom Cotton wants harsher punishments against China, like banning TikTok in the U.S., along with certain investments and diplomats.
We have to reestablish fear in Beijing that America will stand up for our core national security interests.
And Virginia Democrat Mark Warner wants to improve the process around notifying and monitoring unidentified objects.
To improve not only our kind of surveillance, but also have better rules of the road.
And the president has directed his national security advisor to lead what he called an interagency team to review the U.S. procedures around tracking, monitoring, and potentially shooting down unidentified objects. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
All right, and back here at home, let's head over for another check of the forecast on this Friday Eve.
Blue skies, and you can see the flag whipping in the wind, Alana.
Yeah, it looks beautiful out there, but looks can be deceiving. It is chilly out there today, guys. We've got clear skies, and as you take a look at the Colonial Flag Tower camera, we're sitting in the mid-30s, but that northeasterly wind is very, very brisk. And so, of course, the wind chill making us feel colder than those numbers actually show, and we're seeing that throughout the state. High pressure, though, this ridge coming into place, which is going to act as a storm block. Some increasing cloud cover kind of wants to sneak underneath the ridge, but we've got pretty quiet conditions for the rest of tonight with mostly clear skies on deck, so a heads up there. Temperatures along the Wasatch Front in the 30s will be dropping into the 20s. It's going to be chilly, and yes, we talked about that wind chill warning that's going to hold for Zion National Park and Capitol Reef, so the winds are still going to hold steady. They start to relax a little bit as we head into tomorrow. Live view from Solitude, really pretty shot here with the sunshine. We've got plenty of snow, but just how much? Our snow cover map really gives you a great idea of the healthy snowpack we're seeing in the mountains. Noticeable here for the Uintas as well as the Wasatch. Great to see that. Our central and southern mountains looking really nice as well. When we talk snowpack, we're sitting at more than 150% of average for the entire state. We've got very healthy river basins, and we want to keep this going. 183% of average in eastern Utah, towards Tooele County at 180%, 190 in the southwest desert. So our atmospheric rivers came through, really helped with that, and we've just had a great winter. We want to keep this storm pattern turned on, and we do. Even though we're getting a slight break, that exiting storm that rolled through tomorrow, we do have changes coming, and wet weather will return. We have to talk about how this impacts our drought monitor. It's Thursday, so the newest numbers are out. They're very similar to last week, with 4% of Utah sitting in that extreme category. That is category number 4 on a scale of 5. So that extreme drought, we're chipping away at it, and we have been throughout the entire winter. Severe drought in orange, 53% of Utah facing that. This time last year, 97% of the state was. So last year we didn't have that active storm pattern, and all these storms that come through help us with this drought monitor. We want this winter to finish strong. We need a wet spring, and we'll take all the moisture we can get. We don't get it tonight, though, or tomorrow, because that high pressure kind of holds steady. This ridge will slowly slide to the east, which opens the door for a more southerly flow, which will help us with our warming trend. We stay below average, though, but we're going to bump things up as we roll into tomorrow and head into Saturday. Saturday, we have haze building for tomorrow and Saturday, and we also get increasing clouds ahead of a little disturbance coming our way. Checking out air quality, the Wasatch Front will see moderate air in eastern Utah as well as along the Wasatch Front. Temperatures in the 20s, 30s, and a few 40s popping up, which is nice to see. Overnight lows still cold. Here's a look at that warming trend in Washington County. We're going to make it into the 60s, which is really nice to see. Dry and the chance of moisture for the middle of next week. Here's a check of the Wasatch Front, which gives you a really good idea of those 30s turning to 40s. Slight chance on Monday. We get rain moving in on Tuesday. A cold front comes through, and we'll switch that to snow. We're going to keep our eye on this storm. It has the potential to pack a punch.
Yeah.
So we'll take what we can get, and it looks healthy for next week.
All right. Thank you.
All starting with rain, huh?
Yeah, I feel like that's an all-star forecast.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Thanks, Alana. Time now for the good sports with our Wesley Ruff.
And the Viv is transforming, Wes.
Everything's happening right now, man.
Yes.
Next 4 days are going to be great. They were legendary players in their own right. Now they form one of the greatest broadcast sports teams of all time. Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny